Modern prosperity preachers are making an escalating promise to their congregations. They teach that you begin as a mere prince in a kingdom, and then you rise to become a king. Eventually, you graduate to an emperor. The final destination? They claim you become little gods, armed with supreme, unquestionable authority. The earthly rewards attached to this theology are massive. Followers are told they can acquire perfect health, immense wealth, and luxury items simply by verbally declaring their faith and speaking those desires into reality. This stands in stark contrast to the 16th century Reformation. When Martin Luther challenged church leadership, he specifically prayed that God would not speak to him through personal dreams or visions. He insisted that the written word of the Bible must remain the absolute, final authority. The current word of faith and prosperity movements, which are rapidly gaining traction in India and around the globe, actively betray that historical foundation by prioritizing personal, subjective revelations over the text. By discarding textual authority for promises of absolute power, the prosperity gospel reveals itself as a dangerous mutation disguised as Christianity. According to biblical scripture, the original objective of Jesus was specific, arriving to cure the terminal disease of human sin. The text never describes him as a cosmic wealth distributor meant to ensure financial comfort. The theological promise that a human can speak reality into existence and become like God is actually humanity's oldest biblical deception. It is the exact lie sold by the serpent in the Garden of Eden. You can find a striking parallel to this ambition right now in Silicon Valley. Prominent tech billionaires are pouring massive fortunes into transhumanism to achieve an identical godlike status. Through brain-computer interfaces, their stated goals are to conquer human mortality and unlock supernatural cognitive abilities. These secular technological goals perfectly mirror the prosperity gospel's spiritual promises. Whether a preacher is selling it from a pulpit or a CEO is pitching it at a tech conference, the core trap remains identical: the dangerous illusion of human supremacy and immortality. Inside these prosperity churches, the mechanical burden is always placed on the follower. Congregants face a relentless demand to just have faith, which preachers claim is the only way to manifest personal miracles, buy a home, or secure a physical healing. But a glaring contradiction emerges the moment these preachers encounter a massive hurdle of their own, like acquiring land to build a new megachurch. Suddenly, they abandon the miracle faith they teach. Instead of relying on their spoken declarations to manifest the real estate, the leaders turn directly to their congregations and demand financial donations. They stand on stage claiming their personal faith is powerful enough to literally raise the dead. Yet when it is time to cover the costs of construction, that supernatural power mysteriously dries up. This double standard exposes the doctrine's true function. It operates entirely as a predatory business model designed to extract wealth from followers, rather than delivering spiritual truth. If the financial hypocrisy is so transparent, how do these leaders successfully convince millions of believers to follow them? They achieve this through the systematic cherry-picking of Scripture. They pluck one isolated verse from the Old Testament, grab a proverb, and stitch them together to build a completely fabricated narrative. What they intentionally omit is expository reading. The historical background, the original intent of the author, and the specific circumstances of the audience are entirely stripped away from the message. Avoiding context is an act of sheer self-preservation for the preachers. If a congregation actually read the full chapters surrounding those isolated verses, the theological claims would collapse instantly. The prosperity gospel cannot survive contact with a complete book. It survives strictly through the deliberate mutilation and fragmentation of scriptural context. The real-world aftermath of this movement is severe. It is spiritually bankrupting millions of people by selling them a fabricated, unrecognizable version of God. Defending yourself against this kind of religious manipulation requires a hard pivot back to deep, uncompromising contextual reading. When evaluating any religious claim, apply strict criteria. Demand to know exactly who authored the words, who the intended recipients were, and the exact historical circumstances that prompted the writing. Walk away from the highly emotional, repetitive faith chants designed to bypass your critical thinking. True spiritual understanding is built on genuine analytical literacy. Spiritual safety is never found in the pursuit of absolute power or the desire to become a little god. It is found in the humble, informed pursuit of absolute truth.